Greatest life lessons we can learn from World War strategies, from missing bullet holes to strong vanguard. So here's the question. You don't want to make your planes get shot down by enemy fighters, so you armor them. But armor makes the plane heavier, and heavier planes are less maneuverable and use more fuel. Armoring the planes is too much of a problem, but armoring the planes too little is also a problem. Somewhere in between there's an optimum. The reason you have a team of mathematicians socked away in an apartment in New York City is to figure out where that optimum is. When American planes came back from engagements over Europe, they were covered in bullet holes, but the damage wasn't uniformly distributed across the aircraft. There were more holes in the fuselage and not so many in the engines. In the engine, there was 1.1 bullet holes per square foot. The fuselage saw 1.73 bullet holes per square foot, with the fuel system seeing 1.55 and the rest of the plane seeing 1.8. The officers saw an opportunity for efficiency. You can get the same protection with less armor if you concentrate the armor on the places with the greatest need, where the planes are getting hit the most. But exactly how much armor belonged on those parts of the plane? That was the answer they came to Wald for. It wasn't the answer they got. The armor, said Wald, doesn't go where the bullet holes are. It goes where the bullet holes aren't, on the engines. Wald's insight was simply to ask, where are the missing holes? The ones that would have been all over the engine casing, if the damage had been spread equally all over the plane. Wald was pretty sure he knew. The missing bullet holes were on the missing planes. The reason planes weren't coming back with fewer hits to the engine is that planes that got hit in the engine weren't coming back, whereas the large number of planes returning to base with a thoroughly Swiss-cheesed fuselage is pretty strong evidence that hits to the fuselage can, and therefore should, be tolerated. If you go to the recovery room at the hospital, you'll see a lot more people with bullet holes in their legs than people with bullet holes in their chests. But that's not because people don't get shot in the chest. It's because the people who get shot in the chest just don't recover. One thing the American defense establishment has traditionally understood very well is that countries don't win wars just by being braver than the other side, or freer, or slightly preferred by God. The winners are usually the guys who get 5% fewer of their planes shot down, or use 5% less fuel, or get 5% more nutrition into their infantry at 95% of the cost. That's not the stuff war movies are made of, but it's the stuff wars are made of. This is an excerpt from How Not to Be Wrong by Jordan Ellenberg. This teaches us even small addition, the littlest twist and tweak we give to our creations, products, or even in writing articles at the greater expense of our time will lift our creation to a whole different level and benefit us immensely. Also, we get to see when we focus our strongholds, skills, and pluses rather than heavily focusing on developing our weak points and negatives, how we can reach to greater heights. So, just like the above World War II strategy, I went through another few Great War strategies and learned how we can reap benefits to ourselves from those. I came across these in Art of War, written by Sun Tzu. So, let's reap the greater benefits. For the enemy strengthen his van, we will weaken his rear. Should he strengthen his rear, we will weaken his van. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will be everywhere weak. The van is the vanguard, the forces at the front. To strengthen any one part requires taking troops from elsewhere, so weakening that source. When forces are spread evenly, each point is equally weak or strong. If you have a force greater than this average, then you can penetrate any defense they have. There is skill in knowing how to spread the concentration of troops, including allowing the enemy smaller wins in order that your larger force can achieve a greater victory. Focus is important in order to succeed. Concentrate on key areas of improvement, and don't try to be everything and anything at once. Multitasking lowers your efficiency in tenfold. It is similar to a y equals 1x graph. When x equals 1, it is as we are focused on a single task. The more you travel along the x-axis towards plus infinity, your y value decreases exponentially. X is your number of tasks. Y is your efficiency. When you look at the graph, you'll understand how effective or dangerous this choice can be. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Whether it's for work or personal satisfaction, Jump in because of passion and because you want to do something, not because you're expecting some form of compensation or glory at the end. While it's true that every journey has a destination, you'll quickly find that there's more to be gained along the way than at the end. Keep in mind that true victory lies in making decisions that you feel no regret for. If you pursued something that ultimately did not succeed in the way you wanted it to, it still counts as a victory, for the sole reason that you put hard work into it and received valuable lessons in return. Never venture, never win. According to me, we should not sit back in the fear of defeat and loss. Until you attempt something, you cannot know your weak points, your mistakes, what correction you have to do, or how much more hard work you have to do to achieve your goal. So try and try again, but don't cry, because at the end we will come to a better place. For every day, people like you and me, a career change can go a long way. In fact, right now, there are a lot of people founding their own startups. They know they are walking towards the darkest tunnel, but they always believe in themselves and focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. Never venture, never win. Be it a new skill, new project, or new career you're thinking of. If it makes you lose sleep at night and makes you all excited in the morning, you might want to consider pursuing it. I hope you gained something useful for yourself from watching this video. Let's continue the journey of rediscovering attitude and shaping it to our development. Thank you for watching, and let's meet again with another productive video in the future. Have a great day.